What's going on YouTube? Reflex here with another Minecraft video. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to build my design of a 9-digit combination lock using my design of RS NOR latch and AND gate wiring. All of this wiring that goes around the back of this 3x3 panel, I suppose, is 100% credit going to C&B Minecraft. It's all his design for all the wiring to get each line on its own, or each button on its own line. So yeah, all the credit goes to him for that. And yeah, I'm going to be going through a step-by-step tutorial on how to build this thing. And yeah, I guess I'll show you how to build this thing now. So first you're going to start off with a design that looks a little bit like this, which is a 3x3 panel, and you're going to get some buttons, and you're going to put buttons on that 3x3 panel just like this. And you're going to come around the back and you're going to put torches on the back of the blocks with buttons on them. So you've got something that looks a little bit like that. Then you're going to come out 4 or 3 in between, and then dig a trench that is 9 long. And a good way to tell whether it's in line with this is you find the bottom 3 buttons, and you come out in line, and that's where you dig your bottom 3, so it's in line with these 3, that kind of space. So you've got something that looks a bit like this kind of gap going on, like that. And then what you do is you dig out 3 on either side, like that. So just dig out an extra 3 on each side, and then just mirror that with a space in between until you got the amount of coding that you want. And every other one, you alternate with an extra block coming out like that, and I'll explain why that is a bit later. That's got stuff to do with AND gates. But now we're going to wire in each button so that it's on its own line of signal, so that we can start with a decoder. And what you're going to do is you're going to find where you made all of these trenches, and you're going to put 2 rows of blocks like this. And these rows of blocks are going to be 9 long, and it's going to be 2 wide. And at the end of this, you're going to just put repeaters like that. And what you can do is you can just come on every time there's not a trench, or the gap between 2 trenches, you can put an extra set of blue blocks above. And you don't need to extend it for the ones that are extended, you can just keep it at 9 long. So you don't need to worry about anything like that, and you can leave the last one, so you don't need to deal with that. And now we'll just go into wiring these buttons up to its individual line. So you'd find 7 and 9 on the number pad, and then you're just going to put in those inputs straight to there, so there's no interference. Now we're going to do 5, or actually no, we're going to do 8 first, because 8's going to go underneath 5. So this is number 8, you take power straight down from there, repeater there, and then you just wire this in like that to the side there. Then you can wire in number 5 like this, and then blocks on top and to the side of that like that. And then you can take power from number 1 and 3 by doing that. So you've got something that looks a little bit like this. And then you can take power from these ones here, which would be number 6 and 4, and you take repeater power from that and bring it across here. So you've got a repeater there and redstone dust there, and then just mirror it on the other side, so you've got something that looks a little bit like this. Like that. And then you notice you've got 1 left at the end, and that will be number 2 up here, and you just come across these 3 blocks there. That's why I put this outer border as kind of like a guideline to this. And then you're just going to come and get this kind of shape going on like that. So you've got something going on a bit like that, and you go for this, you go redstone, repeater there, and then redstone flowing down straight to there. And that is your lines done. And now I'm going to jump into the decoder, which goes a little bit like this. So you find where the repeaters are, and you bring it up 1 block, then you're just going to run that out back like that, and then just keep on doing that if I can, like that. And then you do it again, And on your final one, you do need this. You just don't need that extra few blocks on the end that I told you about last time. And now all you're going to do is in those little kind of dips, I suppose, you just put redstone repeaters on every one of those dips. There, just like that. And you're going to put torches on the parts that bulge out like that. So you've got torches running all the way across. And these torches are going to be your reset. And then you can just put red blocks on top of those torches, only going to be stretching out to the very end of where these torches lead. It is supposed to go a bit further than that, but I'm not going to do that just yet, as we're going to take it as a step-by-step on what matters first. And now we're going to jump into getting each of these lines into whatever you want your code to be. So I'm just going to make this code 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what's really useful about this is if you want to find number 1, you push it and you see which line lights up, and you notice this was line 3. So you take out the torch, take out the block, come down in that gap, and then you can put redstone leading up to where you just fell down, put a block there so you can get back up, and that conveniently is what you're supposed to do. And don't put the torch back on top, otherwise you'll reset what you just did. Now my next code is number 2, so find out where that goes, and that was this line here. So come out to your second one and wire in number 2, so come down the gap, put redstone all the way leading up to that gap there, but not where it is. Again, put the block so you can jump back up, and conveniently that's what you need to do. Then you can go on to number 3, or whatever your next code is, the third one in the code. Third one is, I need to find that again, I can't see. Aha, this line here. This is number 3, so then we're going to come to our third line, take out the torch, block, and then wire it up straight to the gap, but not on the gap, so you can get your block, jump back out, and you're done. And then all you got to do is wire in number 4, which is the second one, which is here. And for this last one, because you can see what's going on here and you don't have this other row here, you can just stand on the outside and do it like that. And now you're done. All you have to do now is put your bits of redstone on the top like that. So this is going to lead straight into your RS NOR latch array, and I'll go straight into that now. So you're going to put blocks on or next to the wires that is above ground, and then you're going to dig a trench after the block that this feeds into, and you're going to put torches in all of those spots like that. Then you can put a bit of redstone in front of each of these like that. You can put a block in front of each of these, or on top of each of these torches rather. Then feed all of these pieces of redstone into repeaters with gaps in between, like that. And this is going into your RS NOR latch array, or my version of it anyway. And you're going to start off with something that looks a little bit like one of those Tetris blocks that you get. So shape that goes a bit like that. And the reason why I say a bit like it is because you're going to whack out these middle blocks just there, so it's not exactly the same. And then you're going to come out to the blocks what you knocked out and put a torch there in that space. Then you're going to put a redstone there on the top here, and torches here. And you will notice they flicker and then reset the RS NOR latch. That's okay, because then we're going to wire in the reset line after we've done the AND gates, and that's what we're going to do now. So you're going to come in between the two RS NOR latches, knock out that block, and then knock out the blocks underneath these RS NOR latches parts here, and then do that the same all the way through. And then just put redstone underneath each of those. So you've got something that looks a little bit like that, and then you can put your blocks back, just like that, and then you can put torches on each of these blocks, so just like that. And now you can wire in your AND gates. So if this AND gate's leading into this block here, so you're going to do this. Then you're going to be wiring it into this one, so that would be like that. Then you're going to be wiring it into this one again, so dig 2 down, repeaters, redstone, redstone, and that's your AND gates wired in. It's literally that simple. Now, there is one thing you need to note. If you do have 2 of the same number in a row, so say you've got 1 and then 1 again, then what you're going to need to do is come to the AND gate in between the 2 numbers that are the same, so say this one was 1, this one was 1 as well, and then come to the AND gate in between and put both of these repeaters onto full delay, or 4 ticks of delay each, and that will make sure that they don't activate at the same time. And if you happen to have 3 numbers the same in a row, or even 4 or 5, it just goes on forever, just come to the AND gates in between the numbers that are the same. So if I had 3 numbers that were the same, I come to this AND gate here, and this AND gate here, because it's in between 2 numbers that are the same, and you bring those up to full delay. And now we're going to go straight into our reset lines, so you're going to bring those out until you reach there. And a good way to stop when you do that is to come just so you can't actually bring it back any further, because otherwise you're going to hit this block here. If you're not in creative mode, then just make sure that it is 1 block away from this redstone here, and then you're going to knock out these blocks like that, and then you're going to put blocks on here. So basically you've just taken this block and plopped it on top there. You're going to put torches on both of those blocks here, like that. And this is why I said you don't need to worry about the AND gates resetting, because you just reset them. Now you can put in your redstone and just whack redstone all the way along here. And you don't need to put any repeaters in here like quite a lot of the other designs of combination locks for the reset lines, because my reset lines only go to 10 long. 10 long. So that is literally it done. Now you just got to type in your code. So 1, there's my first torch, 2, second torch, 3, third torch is lit up, and 4. And there's your 4th torch lit up. So there's your output. So you come to this torch here, and then you can just put a block there and a repeater here, so that that's facing out, taking power straight from that torch. Or you can put like a lamp there, just to like signal you of that it's turned on. And yeah, that's about it. A few more things before I go, and one of them is with these AND gates, instead of having the output as far away from the combination lock or combination grid as possible, you can actually have the output to be at this end. And this is the cool thing about my AND gates. Now, you can see that this one's higher, this one's lower, higher, lower. If you invert these so that this one's higher, meaning it'll affect this torch, this one's lower, meaning it will affect this torch here, and then this one's higher, meaning it will affect this torch here, then it'll invert everything. The only problem is your code will be backwards. So keep that in mind. So if you do want your output to be coming out straight from this point here, then just invert the AND gates. And the same principles go with all the other parts of it, meaning, if the same code's the same, bring these repeaters both up to full delay. And yeah, the only thing really to note is that your code's backwards if you're going to have your output here. So if you're going to have your code 1, 2, 3, 4, you're actually going to be entering it on this keypad as 4, 3, 2, 1. But it's because it comes down here, then does this one, this one, this one, then this one. So yeah, that's just a little thing to know. And yeah, that's about it for you guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.